Hello, my name is Kay, and welcome back to another episode of House Flipper. Today we are buying a lone home, which is a tribute to the house in Home Alone. A house in the colonial style from the 1920s, built of beautiful red bricks. 15 people lived here previously, so it's perfect for a big family. What is worth mentioning is a huge kitchen and a separate dining room. At the back of the house, you can find a very practical outside entrance to the basement. I'm so excited to show you this flip. I am so very excited. I actually just recently rewatched Home Alone while in the middle of renovating this place. It is available on Disney Plus. This is not an ad. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I have not seen the movie since I was a child, and I saw it in the theater with my mom and my sister. And here's the neighborhood. It just looks like a regular, ordinary neighborhood. And it is always winter here, and always Christmas, so it's not Narnia, but here it is. It should look very familiar. And right away, the lights do not work. So a fuse is blown. We will find the fuse box in the basement. We have toy cars everywhere. We have the cans of paint. And there are many similarities between this house and the house in the movie, including that hideous floral chair in the corner. Also, you can see some broken Christmas ornaments back here on the floor behind the tree. Just the attention to detail is wonderful. Now, this was not released at a time when House Flipper has all the things that House Flipper has now. So there are some things that definitely, could have been added or changed, but overall it's such a beautiful tribute. Here we go. We have piles of feathers on the floor we have to clean up. The fan is knocked over. Here's the dining room. Here is one of the pieces of plastic. And here is the kitchen. Now, this was really fun because I did not remember anything from the movie very much, aside from the paint cans. But all of the pizza boxes in the kitchen and the little table chairs knocked over, totally straight out of the very beginning of the movie. But a big difference is that there isn't a weird staircase in the kitchen. I thought that was really odd in the movie that there was a staircase right outside in the hallway and in the kitchen. I don't know, I thought it was very strange. And this is the basement. We have tar all over the steps. Here is our fuse box. I'm going to fix this really quick. But also, really important to note, they just updated so you can now delete the fuse box once it's fixed. So no more ugly fuse boxes everywhere. This is the basement where some of the action takes place. It could have been cluttered up a bit more, but I'm fine with it the way it is. They do have the washing machine. As you recall, Kevin was afraid to go down in the basement, and he went down there and he did laundry. It was, a significant moment for him. The wallpaper is not exact, but it's pretty darn close. The window placement is not as low as it should be, but I tried to move the windows and it's just not possible. So we got a little closet here. And this is the master bedroom, pretty much exact. The only thing I would really change is that the bed would be a 4-poster bed, but we don't have a 4-poster bed. So with everything available in the game, especially for that time, when this first came out, I am so happy with this. We didn't get to see much of the ensuite in the movie. And this is just a generic bedroom that, well, basically it's set up to be a child's bedroom. It's just missing the toys. And we have this green bathroom, which we see throughout the movie. Don't worry, it will not stay that color. This very strange closet, which I don't even know if that's in the movie. This is Buzz's room, with the shelves all over the floor from when Kevin tried to scale them. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be the attic bedroom, but obviously it's on the same floor. It's wood paneled, so it kind of suggests attic. It's also not as cluttered, but you know what? Considering what they had to work with here, I am so happy with this. It's heartwarming. I'm not a big fan of Christmas, and certainly not Christmas movies. But I have been wanting to rewatch Home Alone for a very long time, and it was never available on any streaming services that I could find. So I just mentioned it to my husband, and he said, oh, there's a new one coming out, right? And I'm like, oh no, another new one? Okay. But here we go. We have some trash out here, but this is the outdoor entrance to the basement. All right, and we are back. So you can see that I added some Christmas lights. There's some snowmen out here and a sleigh. And there's also a treehouse that we will see a little bit better in a little while here. So just a little heads up, I had some issues with some of the lighting in this house because I think I added too many decorations, but that's okay. So this entryway here is very similar to how it first started. I did add some plants, the poinsettias, and some wreaths, but overall the integrity is intact. I am trying to go around and turn off the lights when I'm done because with each room, I did keep these little toys here. The reason I was trying to turn off the lights was because I thought that it might help because some of the lights like this one in here will not turn on. These pictures I added, they were already in the house, but I just moved them down here because in the movie there is a row of family pictures going up the steps. This is our dining room with a huge picture of dapper Mr. Chico in his Argyle Christmas sweater. I love that picture. And there is a siren in the background, so sorry about that. Also, in the movie, there's this great scene where Kevin's sitting in this middle chair here, and there are china cabinets, and they are full of dishes, so I took the time to try to recreate the setup of the dishes as they were in the movie. That's ridiculous, but I tried. There's an empty china cabinet, some beautiful wall art, in this fantastic kitchen. Oh, and some mistletoe. I did change out almost all of the furniture in the kitchen and like small dining area here. I did keep the corner to the right there intact, but I added the sideboard, presents, nutcrackers, a wreath, and some presents. And this fantastic kitchen. I spent far too long on this kitchen, but I have a little cutting board and a bowl of fruit in case you wanted to cut yourself up some fruit for a snack or something. We have our microwave, and now with a new update, you can actually put the kettle on the stove burner, so I had to try that. I did put the sink where it was in the movie. There are certain things that I want to keep sort of accurate and other things that I just kind of threw out the window. Basically, it's the house from Home Alone with a much needed update into the 21st century. We have a little gingerbread house, and I added this pantry I only added a few items of food because my game was getting so laggy at this point as far as the lighting issues. I just was not going to stand there and play grocery store after all the bunkers that I've been working on. So now we're going to go downstairs, and right away you'll see that there's a big difference. It's no longer a big open room down here. Of course, I sectioned it off. We have our family room here with a different Christmas tree. I really love white, silver, and blue for Christmas, as well as the traditional tree. We have our bunny that we always have. This is a picture of a Christmas tree that I took from many years ago. It's one of the first Christmas trees that my husband and I had together. This is our little tiny half bath. And here's one of my favorite parts of the house. This is a mudroom / like dad's workshop. So I have presents ready to go for grandma's house because I assume that it's like Christmas Eve. We have dangling decorations. There's only one kind of boot and they came with survival, so those are the winter boots right there. Kept the bikes, and I have this whiteboard so, mom can keep track of the kids' schedules or something. So this is dad's workshop area. There are these neat panels here where there's tools, so I set all of those up. Each one's individual, so it took a minute. World's best dad statuette, chainsaw, hat, and I wanted the idea to be like dad liked to work on furnishing furniture, like putting stains on it and stuff. So, well, not stains, stain. It's just sounding silly now, but you know what I mean. I want it to be kind of like a little tool area. I'm just showing off some of the decorations here. Another little area for presents. Before we get into this really cute laundry room, lots of shelves. Took a picture from upstairs. And I moved the fan from upstairs down here too, just in case, you needed to cool down the laundry room or something. And I wanted to show off the paper chains and bead decorations that you can hang up on the wall. And now we're going to move on to the other side of the house. This is our living room area. It's kind of like a parlor living room. It's very fancy. I just kind of gave it an uplift, a facelift, an upgrade somehow became an uplift, because I changed out the furniture in here. I did keep the stockings, the wreath, and the trees. I added another present or two, and I put in these really luxurious looking curtains. And there's my picture of my cat Bowie in her Christmas tree. This was originally a home library, but it became an office. I really am happy with how this turned out. It's very plain, but I had to do what I had to do to keep the game running here. I really like this ceiling light. I never really used that before. And there's this idea I have of sitting at a desk in front of a big window. It just makes me so happy. A few years ago, we lived in a place where we could do that, and that's how my office was, and it was so nice. And I was pointing out that is I believe it is a Christmas cactus, and my mom always had a Christmas cactus when I was a kid, and she had it for like 30 years or something, and whenever I see that specific plant, I think of a Christmas cactus. So with Christmas being the overall theme here, it seemed the right thing to place in this house. And I use this ridiculous chandelier because most homes do not have a high enough ceiling to use it. And now we're going to tour the upstairs. This is a photograph that I took of a rose in a rock garden just after the rain. I love that picture. And the bedroom is not as deep as it was. I actually scaled back and created an ensuite for another room. Most of this is the same though. I did add a new ceiling light in here. I moved the wardrobe in here and I added a safe because this was the closet that was in the hallway that has now become our walk-in. And the ensuite, oh, I love decorating these bathrooms. This is probably my favorite bathroom I've ever decorated. All of the metallic shades, it's all called cream, and it's this gorgeous, not bright gold, but like a muted gold. It's cream, and I just think it looks so nice. You have little toothbrushes and hand soaps, and I'm so proud of this shower. This shower, I made it deliberately because those are glass panels, and I made it so that their glass panels are doors, and one is open and one is not, because if I had them together along the wall like they were closed, you couldn't get through and it just looked funny. So I thought, wait a minute, let's fool the eye and make it appear that the panels are doors that would be wide enough to close. And as we are trying to sell to the Johnson family, Grandma will need a separate bedroom. So I tried to grandma up this bedroom as much as possible, from the swan statues on the top shelf to the vases to the wall art that I found in different places of the home. I just wanted it to look very cozy, the tulip chandelier, and this beautiful purpley flower floral wallpaper. It's kind of floral overload if I'm honest, but I like it. And here is Grandma's ensuite. As I said before, just a moment ago, that this room right here was actually part of the master bedroom. So here we go. I'm standing on the toilet right now, just so there's enough room. These lights can turn on. I have some plants on the windowsill. And that is it for Grandma's bedroom. Now I think we're moving on to the family bathroom next. Yes, we are. So the family bathroom here, again, I used the metal tone I used is called cream, and I think it looks really nice. I love these wall tiles and floor tiles, and I think, oh yes, the light up rubber ducky. I think that if it was just plain tile and didn't have the white at the top, it would just be too dark and just too much. So I'm happy with the balance there. Now we're going into the child's wing, which is kind of silly, but all 3 children's bedrooms are down here. So some of the toys that were around I put out in the hallway and added a few of my own. Oh, and that's my youngest kitty cat, Fee, short for Ophelia. This was Buzz's bedroom. And in the movie, he has a pet tarantula in an aquarium type thing. And so I added the fish aquarium because that's all we have right now. And I thought maybe these days Buzz would be a log streamer or something. So I gave him a nice little setup over there. All right, moving on to this next bedroom. You're going to notice that the bedroom right here is kind of plain. I figured that they left all their toys out in the hallway, but the game was starting to get bogged down a little, and I did not want to have any further performance issues, so I did not go as all out as I would have liked. Here's one of my pictures. That's Bowie on the right and Pickles on the left. It's an old picture, but one of my favorites. And right here is the pizza bedroom. Yes, that is a photo of mine, of pizza. My husband makes pizza every Friday from scratch. The sauce is from scratch, the crust is from scratch, and it makes every Friday the best day of the week. So I wanted to include the pizza picture, and it kind of ties in with all the colors in the room. So that worked out nice. There was a table right there that I took out. There was no need to have this big table in there. Right now, we're going to go downstairs, and we are honestly wrapping up here. So I did want to show that I added a sort of tree house. It's not really a tree house, it's just kind of like little playground equipment, but in the movie Kevin had a tree house, so I wanted to add that. And to the left of the house in the movie there was a garage, but there was no garage in the game. That's fine, there's plenty here, and I can't imagine having to furnish something else. Also, side note, the actual house from Home Alone is about an hour away from where I live, and I've never been there before, but maybe someday. So here we go. You can see I spent over 9 hours on this, and you can see the current budget and what we bought the house for. The room count is 26, probably the most rooms I've had in any flip that I've done ever. But let's see how we did. Here we go. I want to see that Johnson family at the top because I have everything they could possibly need. Let's see. There isn't any trash. Awesome. Why is that a bad thing? But we're looking to make $220,000 profit, our highest profit ever. So it seems to be like the more rooms, the more profit perhaps. And I got a little silly with the negotiations because I was curious to see just how high we could possibly go. We can go to $174,000. And why not go for broke? So that's exactly what I did. We feel that the price is too high for a house like this. You're wrong. You're wrong. But we're still making $220,000 profit. So I have no complaints. But that's about it. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Please leave your comments and suggestions down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.